Everybody who's a hater, I would sure like to thank them. I'm Mr. Krabs, you're looking more like Plankton. Now let's see what Cosmo and Ron to do. Obtuse, rubber goose, green goose, guava juice. Powerpuff Girls taught me how to be the nicest by making sure I don't forget the sugar and the spices.
Okay, you beautiful passengers, welcome back to the home location, and it is that time again, as you can tell by the title. DuckTales Season 3, Episode 7 we are on. It's either Battle for Ragnarok or Fight for Ragnarok or something like that. It's something for Ragnarok, that's all I remember. So, before I jump into all that, the community tab and a couple other videos, I introduced y'all to our new residential truck plant. And I should say our new residential truck plants. And I put it in the community tab asking for suggestions, and then I got with the wife, let her know about the suggestions, and I let her name one of them. She is the one who bought both of these plants for me, and I named the other one. She named this little spiky bushy ball here, and that's that was one of the suggested names. She named this one, and I named this one. And mine is Della. And she wanted to name this one Ramsey. So, I went ahead and in my head, Ramsey and Della. That means R&D. So, yes, welcome R&D to the truck and to the home location. And, yeah, jump cut. Alright, had to put Della and Ramsey back there. Had to introduce y'all to them first. And she will be in the truck with me. And, well, her and him, because we don't know what they are, so we're just going to presume it's a he and she. And yeah, other than that randomness, Ragnarok, DuckTales, they're going on hiatus after this. I have no idea when they're going to return. I don't know what's going to be in its place, such as if maybe Amphibia might be coming back, maybe the Owl House might be coming back. Considering that I know it's episode 12, and whenever they actually premiere episode 11 here in the States, I'll change the title of the Owl House Season 1 Episode 11 that I've got up right now reaction. I'll change that title whenever, it needs to be changed, but I don't know if Disney's going to bring something else, to replace this as the hiatus and stuff like that. So if they don't, I'm not 100% if I can get words out of my mouth, what we're going to do yet on this channel, and maybe replace it with something else. I don't know. I doubt it. Maybe I could focus on actually getting caught up on another show. We're watching Big Hero 6 as well. I don't know. Y'all know me. I'm always doing something random. I've got another show idea in my head to be adding to this, but that one's a lot more mature than Disney stuff. So, yeah, that's not Disney-esque, so I don't think adding that one when this goes on hiatus is going to be a really good thing. Plus, I'm wanting to finish Epithet Erased before I add that. I don't know. All I know is we need to go ahead, jump into this episode, because I've ran my mouth long enough, and this is the left ear, so let me swap those out, and hopefully this chair does not squeak too much. I brought it back in this room from being in another room, because I got rid of it for a long time, because this is my little 90s office chair, and I got rid of it a long time because it just kept squeaking whenever I was trying to watch various episodes with y'all. So, I am going to shut up, and we're going to start this in 3, 2, 1, and play. Okay, so, where are we going?
Jormungandr, the great snake that encircles the earth, releases his tail
Oh, really?
and threatens to destroy the planet.
I have numerous science-based questions.
Thank you, me too.
The chosen champion of Earth can defeat him and his barbarian minions in combat. Because you are the new generation. Also, I don't trust Donald and Della to cooperate on a jigsaw puzzle, much less the fate of the universe. Gird yourselves for the
Got a good point there.
gritty, solemn fight we have ever faced. Launchpad, fly into that rainbow.
Yeah, you got a little bit too serious for you not to say something like flying to that rainbow.
So let me get this straight. You're going to fight a
The
snake
Rumble
that's
for
1,000 times bigger than
Ragnarok.
you are?
Don't be silly. He transmogrifies into a snake man beast first.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Merchandising. Guess Louis knows what Louis's doing today.
Okay.
Ancestral Norse fighting bit.
Really? Because it seems like...
It's wrestling! This is awesome! This is awesome!
So these guys just copy...
Okay.
No. And they will love me for it.
Introducing the chairman of the VWE, our beloved
Okay.
man-snake of the people, Mr. Yarmungandr!
Oh, I thought they were going to do like some play on, you know, Vince McMahon or something.
Thank you. I can't tell you how honored I am.
Oh, it would have been so much better to get Vince McMahon to voice this character too.
You all died gloriously in battle.
The miser is collecting back taxes!
Guys,
Okay.
I'm starting to think that Scrooge isn't the good guy here.
Yarmungandr is the babyface people's champ. Everyone loves Scrooge.
Really?
The villain is heel. I watch a lot of wrestling while I fly.
Wait, Wild?
That's ridiculous. Uncle Scrooge is the greatest hero of all time.
Huh, I guess not everyone thinks so.
Dibs on announcing!
He's gonna need my help.
Dewey. No, not Huey. I want Dewey to go announce.
Greetings,
He's the
sports
obvious
fans.
one.
Today's spirited match is shaping
But
up to be
with
an
wrestling, you
enthusiastic
do
and
need
To Ragnarok!
a color commentary such as Launchpad and an analysis commentary with Huey. So it does make sense.
Opponent wins. Up first, Brim, it seems anyone that possesses one of Strongbeard's hairs becomes impossibly strong.
Ah,
Wait, how did you know that?
Just calling it like I see it. Wrestling!
good point. Yes.
We go!
You cannot let them talk to you this way.
Uh-oh.
I am so confused.
Why are you so confused, Huey? He's got a piece of the hair on his finger. Now he's strong. It's not that confusing. It's wrestling. I mean, come on.
Opinion of a giant dragon man.
Uh-oh.
Do you look out? Oh, blast it back.
Sorry.
It's all right, lad. We got which of you two will fight for me?
Me.
Obviously ready. Huey doesn't understand wrestling at all, and I don't know where Louis is.
He's probably scared and devastated from seeing you get hurt.
Get your Scrooge gets hit with a chair t-shirts here. Relive Chair again
Hey,
as a shirt.
you gotta make your money wherever you can. If there's an opportunity, he's gonna take it.
I'm ready for this.
Come now, lads. The haters out there are not.
Champ, pop, you love!
He's throwing lollipops because he thinks we're suckers.
Oh, they're delicious.
Oh, well.
Stop the pop! Get your Stop the Pop shirts right here! How did you know what character I'd come up with and already make t-shirts against him? I've known you my
Hey,
whole
he's
life.
ahead of the curve,
How did
dude.
play out?
You can't help it.
Next up, Champ's tag team partner, the
Oh, my goodness.
the Marauder of McDonald's.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Levy.
So, this is definitely what wrestling was in the late 90s, early 2000s. But this is a very tame version of it.
Undead souls.
Heck, for that matter, the early 90s. Because there were so many characters in the early 90s that it's unbelievable.
God, that her pet dog? Don't let the crowd get to you, lad. Embrace the booze. Be the bad guy.
Yeah, dude! Embrace the booze! That's what makes the best heels!
Tag Webby! Tag Webby!
Leave Champ alone.
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
That's not fair. He didn't tag in. That's cheating. Cheater.
I forgot it was a tag match.
You say it. Who's a good boy? Does the good boy want a snacky boo? See, he likes it.
What are you doing? You can't get
Yeah, dude.
Whoa! Back from the dead for the Queen of the Dead. Webby takes out Fenrir and sets up Champ Popular from the pit. But don't worry, Team Earth. It's not the end of the world.
It might be.
Listen up, miser. I'm just a humble, noble snake man of the
You're not humble. There's more to you than meets the eye.
Excuse me, Mr. Jormungandr. Big fan.
I called in backup as soon as you had to take over. I mean, it is the fate of the earth.
Well, that made me feel even worse.
Did you call him Mrs. Beakley?
Use the dust of your bones as sweetener.
I think he did.
So thank you for your time. It's not me who you should be scared of.
Mrs. Beakley.
What a surprise, folks! The millionaire miser's me!
Shield Maiden. The only thing I'm good
Shield Maiden, huh?
is your claw.
Okay.
I don't understand wrestling. What? Just roll with it. You don't have to understand something to love it.
Thank
It's
you.
literally the first thing that comes to
He's
mind.
literally the one who's rolling with it.
Be Launchpad.
Yeah.
And you.
I mean, oh my gosh.
I know how this plays out. You're a hero. So go save the world. Let's do this. I don't know. Let's doey this? I'm in.
I was about to say, come on. Oh, Launchpad. Completely unexpected twist is right.
Whole time. What's Jormungandr gonna do now? He did that. That was smart.
Yeah.
Your catchphrases are force. That's just how I do it.
They hate you. You should give up.
I don't care, but you do.
I don't care at all. Why should I? I'm the most popular hero in all the land and for all time.
Huh. He does care if they like him.
This is not the North Way. Young one!
Oh. Oh, yes.
Dewey's absorbed that beard energy.
Okay. A little excessive, Dewey, but okay. There you go.
All I can say is this is
Awesome. Until next time, Champ Popular.
Thanks, Uncle Scrooge. But why are you whispering?
So I can get close.
And do this! What's this?
The millionaire miser.
Oh, yes.
Nephew.
Okay. Now they get to have fun. Okay. That was a pretty fun episode, considering I know we're about to go on a hiatus now and all that good stuff, but, you know, there is a little bit of interesting tidbit in there as well. Oh my goodness. The fact that now they're talking about more along the lines of the boys and Webby, not just the boys, but also Webby, are going to be taking over for Scrooge later on down the road. And that's a little bit of interestingness to me, because they're going to, let's see the right words for it. They're taking over for Scrooge. I don't know how that's going to come into play later on down the season, but that's just an interesting little phrase that they're doing, or maybe they just mean for this specific situation that the three boys and Webby are going to have to take over for Scrooge during the battle for Ragnarok and stuff like that. Not in general, as in take over for all his adventures, but just this in general. I'm leaning, now that I'm saying all this out loud, I'm leaning more towards the whole, you know, just for this situation type thing now. I think more than anything, they just wanted to give us something fun and energetic and just relaxed more than anything, to give us something calm before the, you know, just the hiatus. And then when we come back from the hiatus is when we're probably going to get a lot more story-driven stuff. Of course, we're going to need to tackle the whole Mrs. Beakley thing and Webby, and whether or not she's her grandmother, and whether or not, you know, what kind of secret she holds, which I'm kind of leaning towards maybe Webby's parents are a part of Fowl, or were a part of Fowl. I'm not 100% sure on that. Either way they go on that story, I'm probably going to be satisfied either way. Now, if they just drop it by the wayside, because there is some stories that get dropped by the wayside, not necessarily on DuckTales, but other cartoons get dropped by the wayside, you know, and I don't want that story to get dropped. Maybe there could be a season 4. I'm not going to say that 100% until I know for 100%, but maybe if they save it for season 4 down the road, I'll be cool with that too. Other than that though, yes, this is definitely, I would say, more than anything, I would say it would be an homage to mid-90s wrestling. Not necessarily Attitude Era wrestling, but maybe early 90s to mid-90s. Right there on the cusp of becoming Attitude Era wrestling for WWE. And in my opinion, I would, if I was Disney, I would have been trying to get Vince McMahon to voice the little lizard guy that, you know, I can't remember his name, but I would have definitely tried to get him to voice the lizard guy, because that would have just been perfect. But granted, yeah, you know, Vince McMahon isn't, you know, a good guy in wrestling ever. But, you know, it would have still been good. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see Launchpad as like a Jerry Lawler type commentator, and they could have made Huey, in my opinion, like a Jim Ross, where he was, well, Jim Ross wasn't really more, you know what, he was kind of the analytical commentator, because you got the color commentator in wrestling, and then you also got the analytical commentator, the one who actually knows, you know, all the ins and outs of this stuff. And then you got the other one who's just a color commentator who will say anything and everything, such as Jerry Lawler. And he got in hot water recently because of some comments. But, I mean, come on, y'all. It's wrestling. Who cares? I mean, people pitch a fit about every flipping thing nowadays. I would feel bad for this generation that's coming up nowadays if they lived in the 90s in general. No offense to a lot of y'all. Most of y'all out there are just perfectly fine. Not most of y'all. All of y'all are perfectly fine, because y'all seem to have common sense. I mean, but it seems nowadays we got some just such sensitive people. They would have never lasted in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s or none of that stuff. But you know what? That's a whole nother rant for a whole nother time, and that would upset a lot of people anyway if I truly started getting my thoughts out there on that. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. But yes, this was a fun episode. It really just kind of calms you down, gets you to laugh a little, all that good stuff. So I'm satisfied with this hiatus break. It's not a really big story-driven episode, but I'm satisfied with where we ended on this, you know, hiatus. So, with that said, are y'all satisfied? All that good stuff. Whatever comments y'all have, by all means, hit that like button. Tickle to subscribe. Don't be texting and driving. And as Mr. Rogers always says,
and I like you as you are, I do.